This looks delicious. She's tucking herself in because she's just come back from the loo.
Nearly lost her
Nearly
microphone.
dropped her microphone down it, apparently, so she's all of a fluster. Right, time for some food. We've got our forks.
Yes, we do, we do.
At the ready. It smells amazing. What you making?
I'm making a gorgeous creamy ricotta, spinach, chicken. It's so fast to make. It's, like, perfect for right now. I think, like, we all want something kind of warming, fast and gorgeous right now. And we're all a bit tired. And this is so fast to make. So I've got 2 chicken fillets here, even though it looks like 4. What I do is I slice them horizontally down the centre, opens them up, and so they cook really fast. So they cook in like 3 or 4 minutes on each side. And also, I quite like it like that. Sometimes I don't like a big piece of chicken to eat into.
Yeah.
And we're going to get more flavour in there too. So what I've done is olive oil, salt and pepper onto a griddle pan like that, 3 to 4 minutes on each side or until they're completely cooked. If you don't have a griddle pan like this, which a lot of people don't, just do it on a frying pan. Just do it on a frying pan. Any way you want to cook it, OK. And then for the filling, the ricotta, spinach, parmesan filling, this is so good. So here I've got cooking some spinach, it's only like 150 grams of spinach with a little bit of butter. You can do it with olive oil too. Just wilt it down like that. And then what you do is you pop it into a towel or a paper towel. I love this dish so much. So creamy. We're going to serve it with pasta. So it's going to be like the full deal. OK. And then over here then, what you do is you could use a paper towel or you could use a tea towel. I like using tea towels because less waste. And then you just string it up like that and you squeeze out.
Oh, my God, it's surprising how much is in there.
Yeah,
that's a lot. It's a lot of water.
Yeah.
And that will help us, like, basically what that will do is it'll make sure that the top stays nice and creamy and less watery and kind of gooey and runny everywhere. Yeah. So you take it up like that. I feel like I've just, like, made, like... You know, they do that, don't they, when they're making cheeses?
Yes,
they do. They're straining, what?
Mozzarella
or something like that,
yeah.
I didn't actually realise so much was going to come out. OK, and then we just chop all that up. So you chop all that up. Everybody at home watching has got to make this tonight because you're just going to love it. Everybody's going to love this. Like, your kids love it.
And it's a good way of getting spinach in because when you taste that, there is so much flavour in there. It's almost got like a pesto type vibe.
Yeah, from the parmesan.
Yeah, it's so yummy.
Pick up. So my spinach is in here. Then I'm putting in ricotta. And then I've also got some nutmeg. If you don't have nutmeg, don't worry about it. This does, you know, it does definitely add a little bit of flavour.
It is nice, though, because you can taste that in there.
You can taste it?
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what? It was one of the first things I learned when I was training as a chef, like 22 years ago, and I trained in French cooking, actually, even though I love Italian, was every time you cook with spinach, add nutmeg.
Really?
Yeah, they go so well together. It's that lovely kind of earthy... I'm trying to be really inspired. What would you describe it? Nutty.
Nutty spice.
Earthy. Nutty spice.
Spicy. Nutty,
it's hard to
nutmeggy
describe.
sort of a smell.
Is it like a nutmeggy smell?
Yeah.
As it isn't. I sound so thick there now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mix this all together. OK, so you've got your ricotta and your spinach mixed together. And then what you do then is you get this. And this is brilliant dinner. I'm actually having a dinner party tonight, which is very exciting. I haven't had one in ages.
Well, just take those. You've done it.
Oh, that's what I'm going to do. If you're watching, this is what you're getting tonight. But I'm actually going to make this when I get home.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So it's such an easy one to do. So what you do is you get your chicken fillets like that, and you can do this ahead of time. So I'm going to do it when I get home. And then I'm just going to bang them in the oven then, just before I need to cook them.
Oh, I see. So you get to this stage first.
Yeah.
And then...
And then what you do then is you put the creamy kind of ricotta thing on the top. So you do a layer of that, right? So you could do all of this, right? And then you just leave it, you know.
Until you come to heat it through.
Well, you're going to grill it then because we're going to melt it down. So I've got one other little step to do on this. So what you do is like so gorgeous. Oh, my God, I love it so much. I love ricotta. You could use... goat's cheese if you wanted to instead. And then I've got panko breadcrumbs. The difference of panko breadcrumbs is that they're crispy. So did you get the feeling that was kind of crispy on the top?
What that was.
That's what the panko breadcrumbs come. But if you don't have panko breadcrumbs, you can't get them. And you've got some old bread left over. Really good way to reduce your food waste is by, you know, crumbling up all your breadcrumbs and freezing them. So pop them all over. The panko does get a crispy though. Pop them all over like that. And then you pop loads of Parmesan cheese on top as well. And then you pop them underneath a griddle. But you could do that ahead, which I do a lot, and I'm going to be doing tonight. You could do that ahead, and then you pop it in. Let me get a tea towel so I don't burn myself. You pop it into underneath a hot grill, for like 5 minutes, and they come out looking like this. And
Can I
this,
just ask you then, if you've done that in the morning,
Yes.
so they're pretty cold,
yeah,
and then you grill it, is that enough to warm it back through?
Yes.
For 5 minutes, it will still just come back to life.
it'll absolutely come back to life, and it bubbles it all up, and it's just gorgeous. I didn't say a tomato with it. I'm going to put the tomato to the side.
Is there the sage in here as well?
So the sage is in this one.
Is it?
So this is tagliolini, fresh tagliolini.
This is
I love getting the
lovely.
fresh tagliolini because it takes 3 minutes to cook, and it's just
So
so
what's the difference
silky.
between tagliolini and tagliatelle?
Tagliolini is really, really thin, and it's the egg pasta. I've cooked it, and then I toss it in butter and fresh sage. When I used to live in Italy years ago, that was my comfort food. When I was, like, too tired to cook, you know, that feeling, and you just want something comforting, it was butter and my tagliolini and the sage going through. It's actually a classic dish in the north of Italy.
Such a simple thing, but the flavour's so lovely.
It's so good, isn't it? I had it actually the other night. What did I have it with? I can't remember what I served it with. Oh, I know. I served it with lamb chops. Yeah, we just had this with lamb chops, and it was really good. Not the chicken, obviously, is the pasta. And then you just serve this on top of it, and it's so good.
It's absolutely stunning.
It's one of my favourite things.
Very delicious.
I've nearly finished it, so...
Have you?
Must be.
Thank
Must
you.
be. Thank you,
very
Clodagh.
much. Thank you for all the details of today's recipe and more delicious ideas from our This Morning chefs. Head to the free This Morning app.